Title: Adaobi and February 14th. The year Adaobi chose love over tradition. I still hear the whispers of that day, the way the villagers gasped when Adaobi stood in the square, defying everyone, even the elders. "I will not marry a man I do not love," she said, her voice trembling but firm. In our small village, words like that were like thunder before a storm. It was February 14th, though back then, we didn't call it Valentine's Day like people do now. For us, it was Agadima, the day when young women of age were presented to the elders, who would match them with suitors chosen by their families. Love had little to do with it. Marriages were about alliances, land, and cattle, not feelings. But Adaobi was different. Everyone knew it. She was the kind of girl who noticed the little things, like how the market woman's song always changed when she was sad or how the river sounded softer after the rains. She always talked about wanting something more, something that felt like the songs her mother used to sing before she passed. I was there that day, standing at the edge of the crowd, pretending not to care but unable to look away. Adaobi was supposed to marry Obina, the wealthiest farmer in the village. He was a good man, kind enough, but twice her age. When the elders called her forward, she didn't kneel like she was supposed to. Instead, she turned to the crowd, her eyes searching for someone. And then, out of nowhere, she said it, "I love someone else." The crowd erupted in chaos. Women whispered behind their wrappers, and men shook their heads. The elders were furious. But Adaobi didn't flinch. She looked straight at Chike, the shy hunter who always sat at the back of the meetings, carving small wooden animals to sell in the market. Chike wasn't rich, and his family had no land to boast of. But everyone knew he adored Adaobi. He would leave small carvings on her doorstep, birds, flowers, sometimes a heart, and she would smile like the sun had come out just for her. The elders demanded she explain herself. "Do you think love will put food on the table?" one of them spat. Adaobi lifted her chin. "Maybe not, but it will make the food sweeter." Her words stunned everyone into silence. Even Chike looked like he couldn't believe what he was hearing. For a moment, it felt like the entire village was holding its breath. Then, the head elder sighed and shook his head. "You are young and foolish," he said. "But if this is your choice, may the gods watch over you." And just like that, it was done. Adaobi and Chike were allowed to marry, but they had to leave the village and start anew. I remember watching them walk away hand in hand, their heads high despite the murmurs behind them. Years later, when I visited the neighboring town, I saw them again. They had a small farm and 3 children with eyes as bright as Adaobi's smile. They didn't have much, but they looked happy, like they had everything they needed. To this day, whenever I hear people talk about Valentine's Day and love, I think of Adaobi. She taught me that love isn't about wealth or tradition, it's about courage. And sometimes, courage is the most beautiful thing of all.